Hey there, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really felt alive? Not just going through the motions, but actually savoring life. If you're thinking, is today Thursday? Then congratulations. You're officially running on autopilot. But don't worry, today we're flipping the switch back to manual mode. For many of us, life can sometimes feel like a series of repeating cycles, punctuated only by special occasions or events that momentarily break the monotony. We wake up, complete our routines, work, and sleep, often without truly engaging in the richness of our surroundings or the uniqueness of each day. Picture a typical Monday morning. Your alarm screams you awake. You hit the snooze button repeatedly until you're almost late, and once you finally rise, you go through your morning routine with the same efficiency as a robot programmed to brush its teeth and shower. You shuffle to work, likely feeling more like a cargo train on a fixed track than a vibrant individual ready to engage with the world. Each day becomes merely a transition to the weekend, a waiting game for a moment of freedom that feels more like a reward for enduring a tedious routine than a time for genuine restoration and joy. This autopilot existence can lead to feelings of disconnection, dissatisfaction, and even depression. We become akin to zombies, alive but not truly living. Neuroscientists have found that our brains are wired to take shortcuts in our daily lives, often reverting to well-worn paths and behaviors. The brain's preference for efficiency can lead to a detrimental lack of novelty in our experiences, making it all the more important to actively seek out life's vibrancy. So, a friend of mine, let's call him Dave, had a job he didn't love. Every day felt like a rerun of the last, marked by a monotonous cycle of coffee, emails, and meetings. Days became weeks, and weeks turned into months, all blending into a hazy fog of sameness. One particular day, while staring outside his office window, he realized he hadn't genuinely looked out at the world in months. Instead of merely zoning out, he saw the vibrant colors of the trees, the hustle of people passing by, and the shifting clouds overhead. That simple act of reflection sparked something inside him. So, he decided to make a change, and it was as simple as wearing a ridiculous hat to work. A bright, oversized sun hat that screamed, "I refuse to be boring." Surprisingly, it broke the ice in his workplace. His coworkers stopped him, shared a laugh, and even began to engage with him in ways they hadn't before. The small act of rebellion against his mundane routine reignited his spark. Dave found that one little change made a world of difference in his outlook. And it wasn't just Dave who benefited from this change. His cheerfulness was infectious, transforming the office atmosphere. Laughter rippled through the halls as others began to share their silly outfits, jokes, and quirky dance moves. People started asking questions, sharing stories, and forming connections. Before long, the workplace culture shifted into one that's filled with lightheartedness and creativity, a stark contrast to the previous sterility of their environment. So, how do we also escape this cycle of monotony? How can we learn to live intentionally, appreciating each moment rather than merely counting down the days until the weekend? One fascinating aspect of living on autopilot relates to a psychological phenomenon known as the memory mirage. This concept explains how our minds often deceive us in terms of recalling past experiences, particularly those formed during periods when we were less engaged. Research indicates that when we don't actively participate in our experiences, they can become less memorable, leading us to overestimate the duration of time passed since those events. For example, a study published in the journal Cognitive Science demonstrated that more engaging activities lead to richer memory formations. Participants who engaged in more varied and stimulating experiences reported feeling like time was expanding, while those with monotonous or repetitive experiences often found themselves feeling that time had flown by. This memory mirage can create a skewed sense of how much we've actually experienced in a given time frame. Furthermore, a 2021 study published in Psychological Science found that adults tend to overestimate the amount of time spent in mundane routines. In the study, participants recalled days filled with repetitive tasks, like work and chores, as longer than days filled with stimulating activities. This phenomenon illustrates how living in a cycle of monotony can trick our brains into thinking we haven't lived as richly as we could have, despite the reality that time passed is the same. When we allow ourselves to engage our senses deeply in the moment, we can enhance our memory formation. Studies show that when people actively use their senses, sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell, in their experiences, their brains create more vivid and lasting recollections. For instance, research published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology highlighted that the emotional intensity of an experience significantly correlates with our ability to recall it later. Experiences that evoke strong sensory engagement, like the aroma of fresh baked bread or the sound of laughter, are more likely to be encoded in our memory. Creating diverse and engaging experiences offers us the opportunity to enrich our neural pathways, making our lives more memorable. Sensory engagement can also help combat the memory mirage by ensuring that we create substantial, rich memories that we can look back on fondly. The concept of circadian biology provides crucial insights into how our biological rhythms influence our daily lives and memories. Our brains follow a 24-hour clock that governs our sleep-wake cycles, aligning bodily functions with external environmental cues. Research indicates that sleep, which is intricately linked to our circadian rhythms, is essential for memory consolidation, the process of transforming fleeting experiences into lasting memories. According to the National Sleep Foundation, adults require between 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night for optimal functioning. Lack of adequate sleep can hinder our ability to process memories effectively and may lead to cognitive issues such as diminished attention span and impaired memory recall. A study conducted by researchers at the University of California, Berkeley, found that sleep plays a critical role in the brain's ability to process and store memories. They discovered that sleep is essential for memory replay, during which our brain strengthens the connections formed during our waking hours. A considerable proportion of adults report memory issues resulting from autopilot living. According to a 2022 study by the American Psychological Association, approximately 60% of adults feel that they forget significant events or experiences shortly after they occur. The study also highlighted that 70% of respondents expressed dissatisfaction with their ability to recall enjoyable experiences from the past year. Additionally, a survey by AARP found that 54% of adults over the age of 50 believe that they are experiencing memory decline, attributing this to a lack of stimulation or engagement in their daily lives. They indicated feeling stuck in routines that contribute to this perceived decline, showcasing the widespread impact of autopilot living on memory perception. So, how do we escape the cycle of monotony? How can we learn to live intentionally, appreciating each moment rather than merely counting down the days until the weekend? Here are several steps to help you break free from autopilot living and embrace a more conscious existence. The first step is awareness. Take time to evaluate your daily routine. What do you do automatically? Identify the parts of your day that feel like they're on repeat. Start observing each segment of your day, noting when you feel most engaged and when you're operating on autopilot. This self-reflection can reveal the patterns you may want to change. Once you recognize the autopilot aspects of your life, make small changes. Consider implementing theme days or changing your route to work. Little acts of unconventionality, like bringing an unusual snack to share or wearing mismatched socks, can inspire meaningful conversations and awaken a sense of joy. Mindfulness, the act of being present and aware in each moment, can help you break free from autopilot. Start with simple mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing, being fully present at mealtimes, or engaging in meditation. Research shows that mindfulness practices can improve cognitive flexibility and creativity, allowing you to approach your daily experiences with fresh eyes. Social connection is one of the most vital aspects of the human experience. Regularly engaging with others can counteract feelings of isolation commonly associated with autopilot living. Be proactive in nurturing your relationships by reaching out for coffee, inviting friends over, or joining a local hobby group. Engaging in cooperative activities can significantly enrich your life. Introducing variety into your life can lead to novel experiences that stimulate your brain. Engaging in new hobbies, be it painting, martial arts, hiking, or learning to play an instrument, can awaken dormant passions and increase your interest in life. Participating in these activities can also lead to enhanced memory formation through active engagement and sensory stimulation. Although routines offer structure, Too much predictability can feel restrictive. Embrace spontaneity by occasionally altering your daily plans or venturing into the unknown. For example, take a spontaneous trip or try a new food. Allowing yourself to step outside your comfort zone fosters unexpected experiences that can lead to memorable stories. Writing provides a reflective platform to explore your thoughts and experiences. Consider maintaining a journal to document your daily life, especially focusing on new experiences and sensory-rich moments. End each day by jotting down 3 things you are grateful for or 3 unique experiences you encountered. This practice reinforces positive memories and creates a tangible record of your personal growth. As you embark on this journey, remember the importance of patience. Breaking free from autopilot is an ongoing process that requires self-reflection and experimentation. It's natural to falter, progress is often nonlinear. What is crucial is that you remain committed to embracing life's richness, putting theory into practice. In all of this, remember that the journey is just as significant as the destination. Finding joy, meaning, and connection in the mundane can create a life filled with vibrant experiences. Small, intentional changes can lead to monumental shifts in your day-to-day life, ultimately guiding you toward a more fulfilling existence. Living on autopilot doesn't have to be a perpetual reality. Instead, seize the opportunity to explore your life, paint it with unique experiences, and weave a rich tapestry of memories. Each step you take, no matter how small, has the power to shape your narrative. Whether it's donning a whimsical hat, embracing life's quirks, exploring new avenues, or cultivating connections, every moment presents an opportunity to truly come alive. As we conclude this exploration of living off autopilot, consider the impact of habits, memories, and experiences on your overall quality of life. Daring to step outside the confines of routine offers the potential for newfound joy and fulfillment. By understanding the science behind memory, perception, and the importance of sensory engagement, you can better equip yourself and others to resist the drudgery of autopilot living. Challenge yourself to engage fully, remember vividly, and savor each moment of your life's journey. Create a world that's rich with experiences worth remembering. Remember, you are the pilot of your life. Take the wheel, embrace vibrancy, and soar. Let's refuse to glide through life and instead savor every beautiful moment that comes our way. Life is a grand adventure, let's make it one worth remembering. If your daily routine could be replaced by a slightly smarter toaster, it's time to wake up. Tell me in the comments, what's one thing you're going to do differently this week to break out of autopilot? And hey, don't just watch your life, drive it, crash it, rebuild it, just don't sleepwalk through it. Hit like if your brain just rebooted. Subscribe for more mental slaps that feel like coffee, chaos, and clarity all at once. Because this channel, we don't coast, we upgrade.